How's it going, guys? Devin with Exotic Aquatic. It is June 22nd, 2022, and we're going to go over this week's freshwater video. Let's go. First up on our list for the week, we have the Apistogramma Mcmaster Redneck form. These are a beautiful form of the Apistogramma Mcmaster with deep, nice reds all across the head and upper body. And these guys are going to look excellent as they begin to mature, but even at this young stage, many of them already have excellent colors. And just an amazing looking Apistogramma. For our next fish, we're going to be staying in the same tank with the Zebra Otocinclus catfish. These guys, just like the standard Otocinclus catfish, are a nice, small algae-eating species that are easy to keep in smaller tanks. But unlike their cousins, the common Otocinclus catfish, they have a beautiful, well-adorned, striking pattern. They still prefer to be in small groups and are a great addition to any small, nano, or in big groups, any larger tanks. One of my personal favorites. Next on today's list, we have the Japanese Amano shrimp. These guys are awesome because they're actually an algae-eating species of shrimp. So keeping them in any tank helps keep control of many different species of algae. And they're also large, personable, easy to see, and easy to keep. A must-have for anybody who loves keeping shrimp. Alrighty, for our Lake Tangenica cichlid of the week, we have the albino Burchardi cichlids. These guys are a smaller species of Tanganycan cichlid. They're generally pretty easygoing, and unlike many other species, they do come in this beautiful, striking albino form. A great addition to any Lake Tangenica setup. Alrighty, for this week's oddball fish, we have the Chinese high-fin banded sharks. These guys are a super fun, interesting oddball fish with an awesome, huge dorsal fin and nice, clean bands across the body. They're active bottom feeders and a whole lot of fun and a whole lot of personality in just about any setup. Next up on our list of fish this week, we have the beautiful, extra large tire track eels. These guys are full of personality, as well as an interesting, unique, oddball fish that makes a fun addition to any aquarium. And you don't often see them coming in this big. These are some nice, big, healthy tire track eels. Next up on today's video is our interesting Pleco of the week in the Snowball Pleco. These guys are specifically the L201s, and definitely just a strikingly beautiful and interesting Pleco that makes a great addition to any cleanup crew for any tank. For our next fish, we actually have two fish since they're conveniently stacked on top of each other right now. We have the absolutely extreme oddball in the horse face loach that just moved, and then underneath him, now revealed, is the Farowella or twig catfish. An interesting sucker catfish that does its best to mimic a twig or a stick. An interesting oddball that would make a great addition to any cleaner crew. Alright, and last but certainly not least, we have this sorority of half-moon candy female betas. This group of beta is all girls, and they have the beautiful candy variety. They get all sorts of unique, interesting, and striking patterns. And because they're all girls, they can be housed in groups together. Definitely make for an interesting and fun addition to any setup. Alrighty guys, that's it for this week's video. As always, come in, check us out, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.